Welcome back. On this World Mental Health Day, we're looking at the role technology can play in helping those that are suffering. For those who have lived for natural disasters like Superstorm Sandy, oftentimes dealing with mental and emotional trauma can be just as difficult as the physical recovery. Well, a team of New York coders is working on a solution that uses artificial intelligence to make mental health care for those who experience a traumatic event more accessible. It's called Healios, and it's one of 5 finalists in IBM's Call for Code developer contest. So right now, I'm joined by Daniel Krook from IBM and Shuilong Mu from Healios. Guys, thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having us, Joe.
So Daniel, what is the Call for Code contest? What were you hoping to get, and what did you find from some of the coders?
Sure. So Call for Code is a 5-year global challenge with a yearly challenge that asks developers to take on the world's most pressing problems with technology. So it was created by David Clark with IBM as the founding partner, and in partnership with the American Red Cross, United Nations Human Rights Office, and the Linux Foundation. So this year's competition asked developers to address preparation for, response to, and recovery from natural disasters with a focus on human health and well-being.
And that's where Healios comes in. What is Healios, and how did you guys come up with the idea?
Yeah, so Healios is an online mental health platform that connects therapists to natural disaster survivors and helps them with counseling so they can recover in terms of their mental health after a natural disaster.
And so how does it work for someone who would want to maybe use this one day? Where does the AI come in, and then how does the connection happen with the mental health professional?
Yeah, so they onboard with our mobile app. And that is connected to chatbot. His name's Casey. So they ask questions to get the status of that patient, try to find out a little bit about their current state mentally, and then those responses get recorded and sent to IBM Watson for further processing. And that basically just analyzes and processes the responses so that later when a caseworker comes back to review and to give counseling, they're better informed and can do it more efficiently.
Without getting too much into the weeds, does the AI essentially look for items to flag or things that could be notable that would make it easier for the mental health professional rather than digging through an entire transcript? Is that essentially how it works?
Absolutely, yeah. So it looks at keywords, it looks at kind of these phrases, and broadly we want to get an understanding of what the patient is trying to say, and whether that patient from a certain response is having anxiety or depression, or just try to pick that up early and make it easier.
And Daniel, Healios is one of 5 finalists. What are some of the other concepts and ideas that you guys are seeing come out of this?
Sure. So we had applications from 165 countries around the world, over 100,000 developers, and what they've created, in addition to the other 4 finalists that are going to announce this Saturday, is a bunch of applications. One of them is Prometeo, creates an application for monitoring firefighter health. So during wildfires, making sure people aren't exposed to toxins for too long to improve their medical outcomes later. Other ones helped automate response to natural disasters by helping reroute aid where it's needed most.
It's really impressive if you think about it long term. What kind of potential does AI have, I guess, in not just natural disaster, but in how governments and organizations respond to all kinds of events? It could be a game changer.
That's right. Yeah, there's so much data growing, and there's so much more power that developers have now to bring to bear technology on the world's most pressing problems. So artificial intelligence won't replace humans. It will just make their job easier to do so they can focus on the more important work rather than some of the finding the patterns in the data that really matters.
And the winner is announced on Saturday.
Yes.
You guys confident? How are you feeling? Are you nervous?
A little nervous. Hope we win. That's the best we can hope for.
And part of it is there's a $200,000 prize. Yeah. What would the $200,000 mean to taking Healios further?
It would mean so much. It would mean we could expand our platform. One thing that's really important for us is clinical trials, so actually testing the procedures and the sort of programs they want to give to the patients, and then also try to deploy it after a natural disaster and monitor and track progress.
Well, it's nice to have a New York team as the finalist. I don't want to tip the scales at all, but wish you best of luck.
Thank you.
All right, Daniel, Shuilong, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you, Joe.
Coming up, let's cruise through the 5 boroughs in just 1 minute. 5 points is on deck.